So Ernest was like a rural children's character who actually started off in commercials. So the premise of the commercials was that he was bothering his neighbor Vern all the time. And Vern he would talk to the camera. Nope. He would always be like, "Hey Vern, what are you doing?" He would like walk by an open window and bother his neighbor's family. But that was the commercials. He'd be like, what y'all eating there? Pizza and And Vern would be like, "Leave my family alone," or whatever. That would be the commercial. He was like Hillbilly Pee-wee. Okay. He was Hee-Haw Herman. He was the Red State Captain Kangaroo. Okay. He would just come by the window and be like, "Hey Vern, we need to clean up the borders. What are y'all eating, pizza?" For the Red States. "Hey Vern, life begins at conception. Have you tried the new Mellow Yeller?" That was such a huge hit that gave him a TV show and movies just based on these commercials where he would talk to the camera and be like, "Hey Vern." Vern hated it. Vern would try to kill him is how annoying he was. I remember there was one where he would like climb up on the roof and be like, "Hey Vern, have you heard of Meller Yeller?" He called it Meller Yeller. And Vern would push the ladder off the roof and go, "Fucking die." That wasn't very Miller of him. No. Vern! I've got a family, Vern! Drag queens shouldn't be reading to our children. You want to try this sour cream? And this movie was kind of his take on Indiana Jones. It opens up this white explorer. He is sneaking into a tribe, which they turn out to be cannibals in Africa. And he steals the diamond jewels that are the eyes of this big stone skull. It seems like maybe they worship it. So it's very Indiana Jones that he's running from the natives at the beginning, sort of like the beginning of Raiders. And the guy on a plane's taken off. But then there's also a double cross where the guy on the plane, who ends up being our bad guy, Thompson, an evil British guy, he takes the diamonds, but then he cuts the strap he's holding on to, so he fucks him. So he stays with the natives, and it turns out he gets eaten. They're cannibals. Oh. So then there's this waitress, and her name's Renee. She's the love interest. And at the beginning, she's talking about how she's bored with her life in Ohio, and she just wants to go on an adventure. I need adventure, She also makes it sound like she can't get turned on unless she thinks she's going to die. So he goes to a flea market and gets his finger stuck in a birdhouse. So now this guy's being chased by two other guys in suits and sunglasses. This guy has the diamonds. A different guy's got the diamonds. It's a double cross. So then this guy puts the diamonds on one of the flea market tables. So then, of course, our pal Ernest, he takes the diamonds. They're like flat, round diamonds. Okay. And he takes them and he puts the guy's asleep. And then he puts some money on the sleeping guy. Then the evil British guy, Thompson, he finds the guy who he's like, "I stole the diamonds and then you stole them from me." They make it sound like he's working for a African prince, kind of an Arabic African prince, who's played by a white guy. Named Prince Kazim. So just lots of double crosses. And then the Thompson guys kill that guy by throwing a bunch of snakes on him in a limo. So then he takes the diamonds and he goes home, Ernest, and he paints them. He glues them together and paints them so it just is a yo-yo now. Oh. Yeah, and now he's the girl that he keeps bugging. He goes back and he gives her the yo-yo. And then she's like, "You know what? I appreciate the gift, but I really am looking for adventure, and you're kind of a loser." She's like, "You're just a schmo." She's like, "Not to be cruel, but you're ordinary, and I need excitement." Damn. The evil British guy figures out Ernest has the diamonds, so now they kidnap the waitress. Oh. They see him give her something, and they kidnap her, right? So now they've got her in a warehouse. But they find the yo-yo, but they don't know that that's the diamonds. So they're like, "Where are the diamonds?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." They call Ernest, and they're like, "We're going to kill her if you don't give us the diamonds." He comes over, but he doesn't know what's going on. And then they're like, "Well, you're probably working for some of our competitors. We'll figure all this out in Africa." That's where Prince Kazim is. Okay. So then they go to Africa, and then they put him in a bag in the back of a truck. He falls out of the back of the truck into a river.
Does he have the diamond yo-yo with him now?
I think now he has the yo-yo.
He knows it's diamonds.
No. Oh, no. He's so dumb, he doesn't know it's diamonds. Okay. He also thinks it's just a yo-yo.
Great.
Oh, so then they go to this, gentleman's club in Africa. So it's like this rich guy club where the Thompson, the Englishman, is a member because he's a fancy boy. Now they got the waitress tied up back there. So now Thompson is negotiating with this other middleman, I think, who is kind of a broker for the prince. So now our pal Ernest has to sneak in to the gentleman's club in Africa. And how he decides to do it is he somehow gets a towel around his waist and a towel around his head. And he just is in full Indian face. Okay. Anybody could go to Africa and do blackface. He throws us a twist. Ernest is like, I'm doing Indian face. This, like, butler's getting this rich guy's bags out of a car. And then he goes, hey, you. And he looks and goes, yes? And he's like, he's like, that's my name. Hey, you. And he's like,
come on. God damn
He's like, wait, what's your name? I've never seen you around here. And he's like, my name is Omar Ayu Abdul Abu Billy Bazi.
Oh, man.
He's just fully going for it. He could have just snuck in the back. He didn't have to do any of this. He went through he's like, I'm going through the front door. There are so many other options. He's like, I have this Indian character. This would be like if you were kidnapped and your like UCB friend had to save you, and you're like, well, I'm doing all my characters. Then he just changes. He didn't.
What?
This was all just to get in the front door. Like once he gets in, he changes again. Dude. But he doesn't just change.
Oh God!
Here's the comedic genius. Okay, he goes behind a door. He comes out. He's doing a Mrs. Doubtfire now. Oh, now he's an old lady. He went from a short circuit to a Mrs. Doubtfire. Yeah. No one's ever gone from a blackface to a Doubtfire.
No.
I mean, this is all the stops.
Dude, this guy's a legend.
And he goes in, and then he finds the room where they're holding the waitress, Renee. And he's like, hey, what are you doing in here? And she's like, I've just come to spill the ashes of my dead husband, Harold. And she's talking about a cruise she was on. And then she throws the ashes in the guy's face. They run out and escape. They escape on a golf cart.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, but so then they pull up to a tribe. He's like, just let me handle this. You need to know how to talk to these people.
Yeah.
And then he walks up and he's like, hey, homie, what's up? I swear to God. It's so good. He goes, hey, homies, what's happening?
Oh, shit.
And then I swear to God, he goes, what it is, bro? He does an Indian pimp. Again, the Indian pimp. He's like, what it be, Jack? What it is, bro? What it be? Because he just was Indian. What it do, Jack? And then he does a complicated black guy handshake
to
the African guy. This is so good. And then the African guy, in their language, they go, should we rip his arms off? And then the other guy goes, no, I think we should chop his legs off. Oh, and then he goes like, doo-wop, shamalama, ding. He's doing doo-wop to him. And she gets kidnapped again. Re-kidnapped. They grab her again. The same guys. And then when she wakes up, now she's in the prince's harem. So then now Ernest is going to dress like a harem lady.
Okay.
He's got makeup somehow. He's got fake eyelashes and like his face is covered. Basically, he's pretty much hit every ethnicity at this point.
Yeah.
But now they're doing their harem dance, and of course the Prince Hakeem, of course, goes, who's that one in the back?
Oh, God damn it.
Oh, she's sexy. I must have him. Oh, and then he punches him, and then they run out again. Okay, now they're walking through the woods. They're just wandering through the woods. And then they come upon the cannibal tribe. So then Thompson shows up, and then Ernest takes out the yo-yo. He knocks him out with the yo-yo, which does two things. Wins the fight, but also somehow the yo-yo comes apart and the paint comes off.
Oh.
So now it's revealed to be the eyes. And the tribe is like, holy shit, it's the eyes.
Yeah.
They're like, the eyes are back. They put the eyes in the idol. And then everybody wins.
Okay, great.
Now they're back in America. She's back at her waitress job. He comes back in. He's like, we've been through so much together. We're in love now. I'm so excited to go on our date. And she says, I need to talk to you. Huh? She's like, I said I wanted adventure. I realize I don't want adventure.
What?
You're too adventurous.
What?
That was crazy what we went through. I didn't care for it. I'm dating a guy who is a square who's a schmo.
This bitch!
So she thought she wanted excitement. She thought she wanted to almost die. But then it happened. She realized she didn't. I think the moral is that going on an Indiana Jones style adventure is kind of like doing anal.
Okay, all right.
You might think you want to, but you don't know until you try it if you're going to like it or not. And the thing about Indiana Jones is he was Indiana fucking Jones.
Right.
But if you're a goofy, Ernest style bumpkin, he is not Indiana Jones.
Right.
He is Indian Face Jones. Which does not quite have the same. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Leave them alone. They were doing their best.